What's going on YouTube? My name is Max. I've been lifting weights for about 10 years, and over these past 2 years I've lost about 130 pounds. My goal with this channel is to help share what I've learned over these past almost 10 years and help you guys gain confidence in the gym. If you guys like all things diet and fitness, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps me a lot. And today we're going to be talking about the top 5 mistakes that I see new people at the gym make. The first thing on the list is going to be overcomplicating the gym. Now I see this happen all the time. This happens all the time with new lifters because a lot of times what they'll do is they'll see some really cool thing on social media, like somebody doing something that they've never seen before, and they think that's the secret, that's what's gonna make them swole, and it's just not the case. To be honest with you, in the end, what they normally do is not gonna be that. Most people are doing the stuff that's worked for years and years and years and years and years. While there's been some innovation over the past 10 years when it comes to weightlifting, it's not that different. In the end, it all comes down to progressive overload. Number 2 on the list is going to be following a structured workout plan. Now, I can't tell you guys this enough. This has been the #1 game changer for me personally over the past 2 years, because 8 if you include whenever I was in middle school, right? I've been lifting for a long time, so I assumed that I knew everything, and I didn't need to go to outside help to figure out oh, what is the best thing to up my bench press? What's the best thing to work on chest, shoulders? I thought I knew everything. That was not the case whatsoever, because what ends up happening, at least for me, this could be different for you guys, but I have a strong feeling that this resonates with a lot of people. If you don't follow a workout plan, it is so easy to go into the gym and see a bench press and be like, you know what, I think today I'm feeling pretty good. I think let's go try to hit a PR on bench. It's so easy to go for that instead of seeing the squat. I can be like, today I'm supposed to squat, so I'm gonna go do squat today. It is so easy to go into the gym and fall into really easy habits of what you enjoy doing and what you think is just the most fun in the gym. But the most fun and the easiest are not always gonna reach the best results. So whenever you follow a workout plan, especially a good workout plan that focuses on progressive overload and I think the 3 main lifts, you will see your lifts skyrocket. To me, what is a good workout plan? Something that starts out on a lower rep range, so you're doing reps of 1 to 4. I think these rep ranges are really, really underrated, especially in the building muscle community. I think a lot of people end up saying you need to do 8 to 12, 8 to 15, you need to pump out as many reps as possible till failure, and I just don't believe in that. To me, I think lifting heavy, especially at the start of a phase, is one of the best things that you can do. And then you slowly build up from there. So you go from 4 weeks of the 1 to 4 range, and then you go to 6 to 8 reps after about 4 weeks, and then you do a little bit less rest times with a little bit more cardio. Move up last phase, you go to 8 to 12, even lower rest breaks. You focus on supersets a little bit more. That's more for sharpening the look. Number 3 on the list is going to be thinking that sweating plus soreness equals gains. And that's just not the case. In the end, what matters the most whenever you're building muscle, trying to gain weight, trying to lose weight, is focusing on progressive overload, doing a structured workout plan, and staying consistent with those 2 factors, along with eating enough food, eating enough protein, or if you're trying to lose weight, eating in a deficit and doing that consistently. It means a lot more to build muscle that way than it does to think that sweating a lot or going really hard in the gym for one day is what's gonna get you gains. Because let's say you're trying to lose fat, for example, and you're on a diet or you're not dieting properly, but you think going to the gym and sweating really hard and just feeling dead after your workout is gonna cause you to lose weight. When you think about it, if you only worked out for 20 minutes, even if you were super intense in that 20 minutes, the most calories you're really gonna burn is probably 400 or 500, and some people even less. Now let's go ahead and think about a diet perspective. If you're eating terrible and you do that, and you have a cupcake, or you eat something that's off the diet, or you're eating higher in calories than you are supposed to, you're still gonna gain weight regardless of whether or not you're doing some super intense cardio or not. And if you're trying to build muscle, it's even more the case, right? If you're doing crazy amount of supersets and you're just burning a crazy amount of calories during a workout, that's signaling to your body that you need to lose muscle in a way, right? Because your body is trying to be as efficient as possible. So if you're doing a crazy amount of sets and just being dead after every single workout, it's almost more of a cardio session than it is a muscle building session. So it's actually gonna tear muscle away. In the end, just focus on progressive overload and following workout plan, hitting your calories. If you want to gain weight, 500 to 700 over your maintenance. If you want to lose weight, be in a deficit, 5 to 700, same way. Really simple, stick to that and you'll hit your goals. Number 4 on the list is going to be just not eating enough. The amount of people that I see who aren't eating enough protein or just calories in general whenever they start going to the gym happens all the time. The amount of times that people have came up to me and asked me why they're not putting on size, why they're not gaining a bunch of weight, and I ask them what their calories are and it's like 2,000 or less. It's just like, dude, you gotta eat more. It's pretty simple. To get bigger, you eat more. Luckily, gaining weight is pretty simple, but it can be hard for some people because if you're somebody who's really, really active, you like going on long walks, you like hiking, you like running, whatever it ends up being, your calorie expenditure per day is gonna be way higher than somebody who just sits on the couch all day. With that means you just have to eat more calories, and it sucks for some people, but you can't get around it. What you have to do is you have to hit your protein goals, 0.8 grams to about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, or eat enough calories, or preferably both. And if you do that, I can guarantee you're gonna gain weight. I still remember this one time in high school, I had this one friend, he was in the gym with me, he was working out with me. He's like, how can I get big like you? And I tell him, I'm like, how much are you eating right now? And he tells me, yeah, I mean, maybe like, sometimes I'll skip breakfast. And normally I try and eat lunch. He's told me that he ate half of a chicken sandwich and some hot Cheetos, and he wouldn't eat dinner. And I just told him, if you want to fix that, you just gotta eat more. And for him, like, I don't know if he ever made the connection that I was being serious. It wasn't some like secret workout tip that you had to do. Working out is only half of the equation. If not, it's even like less than that, really. A bigger part of gaining weight or losing weight is the amount of food that you consume and the type of food that you're consuming. And last but definitely not least, number 5 on the list is gonna be ego lifting or lifting with improper form. Guys, listen, I know when you're a new lifter, you wanna lift as much weight as possible, especially when you start getting those gains. You wanna start trying to do every exercise as heavy as you possibly can. But if you guys just slow down and you work on your form, I can promise you that you're gonna see way more gains that way, and you're not gonna get injured. You may see some people on Instagram doing some crazy heavy lift, whether it's a deadlift, whether it's doing, shoulder press, bench press, and their form isn't great. So you think that you can do that, but you have to understand they built enough muscle that can kind of pad them and help them not get injured. It's still not great, and you can see some nasty injuries from having improper form on some of these things. But especially for new people, when you haven't developed the stability to lift properly and you try to go way too heavy, you can seriously injure yourself. I remember going to powerlifting meets back in the day, and I've seen people, they're doing bench press, and these are people who have decent form, but they end up sacrificing form and try to get as much weight as possible, and they go down and they drop it right on their neck, and we've got to call 911 and get those people to the hospital because they almost die from, basically breaking their neck from having heavy bench drop on their neck. So please guys, don't ego lift. I have another example is I have a friend of mine, he's actually does pretty good, but he definitely does have an ego in the gym sometimes, even though he's only been lifting for, less than 2 years. And he was telling me, he's like, I see these people who are way bigger than me. I'm lateral raising more than they are. I'm like, how much are you doing? He's like, hey, I'm doing 40s. And he's a small guy. And so in my head, I'm thinking, I do 40s. And I've got way bigger shoulders than he does. And I know that I've got stronger shoulders than he does. And if I do lateral raises properly, I know that I can only do like 35 to 40s. And even look at Chris Bumstead. When you watch his videos, he does 40s on lateral raises. And so I asked him, like, you got to think about it. If Chris Bumstead or I'm doing 40s and you're immediately jumping to 40s, unless you're just absolutely genetically built different, you really got to evaluate what your form looks like. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you guys have any other kind of like telltale signs where you can see that somebody is clearly new to the gym or they're doing something wrong, post in the comments below. I'd love to read about it. If you guys like this type of content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.